I'm shooting this on the LUMIX 100mm f2.8. This is the S series lens for the full frame L mount. I was really surprised by this lens. There's a lot of information on this lens with photo. I'm more interested in how this performs with video, even though I am a hybrid shooter. Here are some images that it takes, but let's take a look at the benefits of using this lens for video production. It has a 67mm thread. This lines up with all the other LUMIX prime lenses. They all have the same thread, which is great if you're using ND, CPLs, or any kind of filters. They're also very similar in size, shape, weight. This one is 298 grams or 0.66 pounds. So it's very lightweight for a short telephoto lens. Not only does it do short telephoto like a 100mm lens will do, it can also do macro. It's autofocus and manual focus. Like the other lenses in the LUMIX lineup, this is fully weather sealed. It's designed to withstand some pretty harsh conditions like dust, splashing, freezing. Panasonic says that it can handle up to -10°C. I'm shooting on this right now. I typically use a 35mm lens. This is what that focal length would look like. Here's another shot of what I typically shoot at 35. So I'm not going to be able to use that focal distance. Even though it's macro, you don't want my face to take up the whole frame. With interview, it's a great lens, providing that you have the space. This lens is probably 8 to 10 feet away from me right now. I am recording myself using the LUMIX Lab app so that I can see my framing, start and stop the recording, and also make sure that I am in focus. Typically, a focal length like 100mm, you're going to need a tripod for. This lens does not have built-in image stabilization. There's no IBIS. However, here are some handheld shots that I did. So all of the stabilization is done in camera on the LUMIX S5 II. There are different stabilization modes you can use with the LUMIX cameras. I have a very short video explaining that you can check out. But nonetheless, this is just with the standard stabilization going handheld. How does the autofocus perform with this lens? Pretty well. I've only had one instance where my subject was going in and out of focus, but I was handheld. I had the built-in stabilization on the camera activated, and my subject was moving in between things that were covering her face. So for the most part, with multiple people, multiple faces, and even with some blocking, it worked pretty well. I think this is to be expected if you are, that far away. Here we are in an instance where the camera's locked down, the subject's moving. Even if I were to lean forward or to lean back or side to side, it's going to keep me in focus because of the camera's autofocus and because of the lens's autofocus. What I particularly like about this lens is the focus breathing. It has, in my opinion, some really smooth focus breathing when you're going from background to foreground and in between. On the LUMIX cameras, you can adjust the speed and translation of your focus breathing. So let's talk about the 3 macro modes built into this lens. There's a little switch here that you'll see the 3 different modes with. So you have full. Full is going to be from 0.204 meters to infinity. Then you have a middle switch. That is 0.5 meters to infinity. Then you have a third switch that goes from 0.204 meters to 0.5 meters. So why have these selections there? The reason for that is when you're on full mode from 0.204 meters to infinity, it's a lot of space for the autofocus to catch up to. It can sometimes take longer. So if you're doing macro only and you don't want it to focus on something in the background, you can use that last switch, which is the 0.204 to 0.5 meters. That way it's not going to go past that 0.5 meters. It's going to keep the range of focus limited. The 0.5 to infinity is if you don't want it to focus in on something closer, you're still limiting the range and still giving the autofocus or manual focus some breathing room. If I wanted to keep my focus to that macro area and not go beyond the 0.5 meters, the 0.204 to 0.5 is where you want to be. You're going to get some great background separation. Here is my background. I'll step out so you can see what this looks like normally without it. It performs well in low light. Keep in mind, depending on the camera that you're using, well, obviously it's going to be a LUMIX or Leica. You have that dual native ISO. You can shoot at 4000 and get more light. There is something you'll hear with a short telephoto or telephoto lens like this, and that is it brings the background closer to you. That's true, but I also like to think of it as it's removing more of the foreground. So if you look at the comparison of this to, let's say, a 50, you'll see how much more foreground is introduced. In these instances, the camera and subjects are staying in the same location. You'll see videos of people showing you how a person looks going from a 16mm up to a 200mm. Chances are you are going to move the camera away to keep that person in frame. It will bring things that are further away closer to you because it is eliminating the foreground. If you're not using stabilization on your camera, definitely bring a tripod because of that narrow field of view. It's going to be really shaky. For the work that I'm doing, which is mostly interviews, this will definitely come in handy. If it's a small space, that's what I have the 50 or the 85 for. But this is a lot of fun. What I especially like about it is that macro ability for me to get some type of close-up product shot or just to get that extreme close-up in a lens like this that it's typically a longer lens is great. If you're shooting on this lens, what are your thoughts on it? Is there something I didn't cover that you'd like to know about when it comes to this lens? Leave me a comment. I'd like to know. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go out and make some great art, everybody. Thank you.